Hi, everybody. I hope that you're all doing well and that you all successfully made it through your first week of officially being online. Um, I heard from a couple of you with questions about the problem set, so hopefully that problem set wasn't too challenging, and I will have solutions uploaded in the next day or so for that problem set, and I'll try to get them graded as soon as possible. Um, just kind of recapping some of the main things we discussed last week was we learned about the linear probability model for handling cases where the outcome variable or our y variable is a dummy variable. The linear probability model was when we just simply applied OLS to the case of y being a dummy. And we discussed there some major limitations there, but we do like the simplicity of this approach, as well as the fact that the estimated coefficients are really giving us the information we're seeking. They're telling us what's the effect on the probability of the outcome occurring for a 1 unit increase in x. Nonetheless, we turn to the logit model, which in practice is typically preferred over the linear probability model. It fixed that issue of giving us those nonsensical estimated probabilities greater than 1 or less than 0. The logit model used a nonlinear functional form to squeeze those probabilities in between the meaningful 0-1 range. But given the nonlinear nature of the logistic regression model, remember those estimated coefficients were not directly interpretable. We could quite easily use them to calculate odds ratios, and odds ratios are fine, but remember they aren't exactly telling us what we want to know, which again is why we liked those estimates in the linear probability model. Nothing stopping us from obtaining this information from the logit model. We just need a couple extra steps and a little more work in order to get what we call those marginal effects, the effect on the probability that y equals 1 from a 1 unit change in x. A question came across, actually this is for the problem set, the most recent problem set with the logit models. A question came across about XL stat. It was mentioned, and I think the last slide, that XL stat is needed to do logistic regressions in Excel. But I mentioned in the narration that we won't be using XL stat, and therefore we just won't be doing logistic regression with Microsoft Excel. I just felt that given the circumstances, I don't think we needed to add anything extra to our plates. So once again, Excel stat we won't be using. It is an add-on package that can be purchased for Microsoft Excel. I think there's a free couple-week trial, but just in case there was any uncertainty about what was going on there, we are not using Excel stat, but we will continue to use Excel this semester. Unfortunately, probably not to the degree that we were when we were meeting face to face, but we will continue to use Excel. What else? This week, there's no real discussion on Excel this week. We're going to be learning about different functional forms, and this will allow us to capture nonlinear relationships while still using ordinary least squares, a linear technique. There's no real Excel info here because we're just going to continue to use OLS. We will be transforming our variables, but we've already seen how to do this in Excel, which is why there's no actual time allocated to discussing this. So when it comes to the problem set this week and it comes to using Excel, there's nothing new. We're just using OLS. Just note that you're going to want to transform some of your variables before running the regression. This will make more sense once you go through the content for this week. Lastly, Next week, the rough draft of your literature reviews are going to be due. So please be in touch with me if you have any questions about that. I will try to put together some more details to help you out in developing the rough draft of your literature review. And don't forget to post any questions or comments about the paper or really anything in the discussion forum if you would like. And please, once again, reach out if you have any questions at all, and I'll see you online.